explains what steps the state is taking now to help the most vulnerable. And welcome back, everyone. It has now been more than 6 months since New York State passed the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act. Kids are going into the system. Find out what steps the state is taking now to help the most vulnerable. It has now been over 6 months since New York. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and tonight the piece of crucial health information that you may not realize you have to ask your doctor about. Stay right there. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Spotlight on America.
Well, Carlton County School District is keeping its mask mandate. The decision comes.
You're watching Como News.
5 o'clock on your Friday, a dangerous gunman on the loose this morning. Police in Tacoma say that person shot and killed 4 people at an apartment complex. What happened when panicked residents heard those gunshots ring out?
Climate Pledge Arena is set to welcome concert goers and Kraken fans starting in just a few hours. How businesses in the area are also counting on the big boost.
And breaking news to bring out of Kitsap County, 2 arrests made overnight in the case of a missing Port Orchard man. I'll bring you those details in just a moment, but first look at your Friday forecast with meteorologist Kristen Clark.
Yes, good morning. We have scattered showers and maybe a few pop-up thunderstorms in the forecast today to wrap up the work week, but we are keeping a close eye on a potential wind event. Yes, potentially strong and damaging.
You're watching ABC 6 News at noon, and this is a live look from our tower cam where rain has moved into central Ohio. All week long, Jim Ganal has been telling us that changes were on the way for Thursday, and we are starting to see them. So, Jim Ganal, how long?
Hi, Terry. Columbus prepares for what it calls the inevitable. FDA approval for 5 to 11-year-olds.
New developments tonight in the search for Brian Laundrie. The FBI investigating what could be his remains in a Florida swamp. But we begin tonight with a predicament in Perry County. Neighbors telling Ohio's EPA to keep its sewage out of their fields and backyards.
Now, the agency's trying to put in a sewer sludge pond. Now, those neighbors calling on the assistance of problem solver Lisa Rontola at tonight's meeting.
Hundreds of folks crammed the Glenford Elementary School cafeteria Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Stacey Skryzak. Before we start tonight, you might have noticed that things are a bit different with our newscasts and some of our programming here at News Channel 20. That's because our station and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, we were targets of a weekend cyber attack. The attack has impacted many of our network systems across the country, and it's disrupting some of our normal operations. As you've noticed, some of our newscasts are pre-recorded, some are live. Our team here in Springfield, along with our corporate staff, we are working to restore normal operations as quickly as possible. And despite these technical challenges, we are going to continue our commitment to covering local and national news. We'll have newscasts at a regularly scheduled time. We just want to say thank you for your support and your patience while we work on this issue. Now, we do want to get to tonight's top story.
CBS 6 News.
Good evening. The attorney for former Governor Andrew Cuomo was back on the attack today.
Her primary target, the better, while others have had to downsize in the pandemic. Stay with us. The Stephen and Harriet Myers Middle School.
Good morning to you and welcome into Daybreak on this Thursday morning.
Glad to have you along. Thanks for being here and great to have Allison back in studio. We are going to get right to our weather forecast this morning.
Well, good morning to you on this Thursday morning. We've got a little bit of
Thanks for being with us tonight as we come on the air. We are still experiencing technical challenges after a cyber attack against our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, over the weekend.
That's right. As a result of that, we're producing our newscasts with limited resources. We hope to be back at full strength very soon. But in the meantime, we do appreciate your patience and your understanding.
That's right. Well, now to the news of the day.
Well, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us tonight. As we come on the air, we continue battling many technical difficulties resulting from a weekend cyber attack on our parent company, the Sinclair Broadcast Group.
We're working hard to fix the problems, but until then, our newscasts may look a little different, so we appreciate you understanding as we navigate these challenges.
No doubt about it. Now to the news of the day. The city of Little Rock is stepping up.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for Good Afternoon, Arkansas. We are still experiencing some technical difficulties. As you may have heard, our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting Group, was the target of a cyber attack over the weekend. We are continuing to deal with the challenges of that. And until we were able to resolve that issue, our newscasts may look a little bit different. So we appreciate your understanding as we make our way through these challenges. We want to go over Welcome back. We do apologize for our continuing technical difficulties. We are trying our best to continue to provide you with the latest local news, and we want to go ahead and get started on that right now. This morning.
By live look at the Arkansas State Fair. Have you gone out to the fair yet? We know many of you have. Record-setting numbers this year, and that's
vaccinated by December 8th, such as meals ranging from pizza or McDonald's, as long as the meal costs less than $10.
Well, first, I wasn't sure if it was real. I thought I was being pranked. But then I recognized the lay of the land as of late, and then I realized it's pretty much par for the course.
Michael Powers is in charge of the New York State. Doc says that inmates would also get this holiday meal. They responded to the union's concerns in a statement, saying, like all eligible residents of New York, there have been a number of incentives offered by the state to get vaccinated, including the chance to win tickets to the Bills, Giants, and Jets games. Also, facilities have held employee appreciation luncheons for those getting vaccinated. Docs did not have an estimate as to how much.
Is back with your full forecast.
The long search for Brian for us, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I hope you'll join us tomorrow. We'll be back then with a lot more news, and you can stay tuned now. Let's see what's coming up. The Colbert. My man Steve is coming up next. So stick around for that. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. With your full forecast.
The long search for Brian Laundrie may have taken a new for us, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I hope you'll join us tomorrow. We'll be back then with a lot more news, and you can stay tuned now. Let's see what's coming up. The Colbert. My man Steve is coming up next. So stick around for that. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We begin with breaking news. First tonight at 5.
Thank you for being with us tonight at 9. I'm Monty Torres. We continue to experience technical difficulties at this time. Tonight's newscast will be an abridged version of our normal programming. We do appreciate your patience and understanding at this time. Well, it's official. Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry economists say it may add about $8 to each person's annual spending on pork.
Well, a pretty quiet day right now across the metro. Nice quiet evening. We don't have any major precipitation anywhere around the Omaha area. We did have some rain today on radar showing up off to the north of, well, actually just south of Sioux City, and then north of Sioux City up towards Sioux Falls and out to the southwest of Sioux Falls and north of Norfolk. You see an area of pretty moderate rain there. Right now in the metro, we're 46 degrees under an overcast sky, humidity at 74%, and it's breezy with a west.
21st, I'm Fiona Dager.
And I'm Aaron Perlman, and yet again, this is like day 4.5, I think, for the station. You may notice things are a bit different with our newscasts and some of our programming right here at Eyewitness News. That's because our station and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast Group, were targets of a weekend cyber attack.
And that attack has impacted many of our network systems across the country, and it is disrupting some of our normal operations. But our team here in Bakersfield, along with our corporate staff, are working to restore the normal operations as soon as possible.
You wouldn't believe it, but day by day, it's getting better and better. Despite these significant technical challenges, we will continue our commitment to coverage of local stories and national news, and we will have newscasts at our regularly scheduled times. Thank you so much for your support and patience. You can always use those prayers as well. And prayers for rain seem to be a positive thing.
They seem to be working because Monday, right?
We had rainfall and maybe some more coming before
next Monday.
Before next Monday.
Wow.
Take a look.
Look at that.
Now this is our weather computer, which is now also yours. You can go to our website, bakersfieldnow.com, and you're able to take a look at all of the information that we load up there for you for our weather blog. Chief Meteorologist Miles Musio and myself will get to you every day, as well as these hour-by-hour temperatures we're able to input here for you. Notice right now we're looking at temperatures around the low 60s. We'll see by the 6 o'clock hour, sun showing up late in that morning, 60 degrees, 59 by 7 a.m., driving in by the end of the day into the upper 70s. Likely going to see a high temperature today of 80 degrees. Let's go ahead and look at your 7-day forecast for the Bakersfield area and what you're going to get today with highs nearing 80. I'm going to tell you 80 degrees likely to be your story. But then we drop off Friday into Saturday. Temperatures get cooler because by Saturday morning, we could be looking at a chance for some rainfall. only about 20%, 30% chance for rain, but it's looking more promising over these next couple days. And then Sunday we take a break, and then Monday, here comes the big rain event that will hit areas of Kern County as temperatures land to low 60s. So you're going to definitely need to pull out the warm clothes by the beginning of next week, and even this weekend, but today being the warmest. Well, let's take a quick look over at Tehachapi. Tehachapi today, now this is pretty interesting. If you look over into the Tehachapi area, we're going to be seeing temperatures today also at the warmest. Breezy conditions. I'm not so concerned when it comes to any rainfall, though, when it moves into Friday and Saturday. Notice your rain chances are less Friday, but Saturday it does improve a bit more. That's because of a cloud deck that's going to bank there. Then for Monday, as referenced before, it is going to be your big rain event. But it will be mild enough to where snow levels will be fairly high. And we'll tap into that in just a bit. One more check. Let's head over to Lake Isabella. Now, in the Kern River Valley, same story, what you're going to see today in the Bakersfield area or Tehachapi. Today's the warmest day of the week. Right now, you're at 53 degrees. We're going to jump to 75. My favorite high temperature this time of year. Dropping a bit by Friday, Saturday, much colder, 50s, so you're going to need a jacket. Fiona.
We want to start by letting you know that Fox 26 News is still dealing with some pretty serious technical difficulties here at our studio, which is why our news format has been and will keep looking a bit more simplified for the time being, at least until we get things fixed. We don't have access to all of our graphics, videos, and effects, but that won't get in the way of our commitment to bring you important news from around the valley, state, and beyond. And we start tonight with a big announcement from the
WCTI. WCTI. This is News Channel 12.
Good evening. I'm Val.
And I'm Josh Rowe. Thanks for joining us here. We are experiencing some technical difficulties that we have been throughout the week, and we are committed to bringing you the latest news, weather, and traffic throughout the night tonight. Big moves in the fight against the